it's a beach show.
Must dig my dig in the mashed potatoes. Go hog.
This is a team sport. It's not a talent-based sport.
We got Bobby fucking Petrino back. If I'm honest with myself right now, it's a cool 12-0. Oh, look at that tornado. No, it is not week 14. It is actually the semifinals of the college football playoff. And you're watching the college football tailgate, the big show. From what you can tell, I am not XFL Jim.
Ooh. Oh, yes.
I am your fill-in host for our boy. I'm your Chase Sessoms, the Wolf of Oaklawn. Joining me, as always, the man, the myth, the Uncle Rico. What's up, Unc?
Nothing much, man. What's going on, dude?
Nothing much. I want to say I'm proud of the internet sleuthing that we did together earlier today to try to get in contact with Jim's people.
Dude, I'll tell you what, dude. I felt like a true detective to get a hold, figure out Jim, track him down, find out, talk to him. So,
yeah, we were worried about our boy. He was MIA. Don't worry, Jim's got the flu. I picked it up in Mexico or at the airport, probably from a public toilet seat. And know how he likes to raw butt those things. So, yeah. What are we talking about today, Uncle Rico?
we are talking national semifinal down in Miami, where I'm jealous. It's 11 degrees here in Chicago. Wish I was down there. Little Penn State, Notre Dame.
And at first glance, going through this looks like a pretty even matchup, and it looks like the bookmakers have it that way as well. Right now, Notre Dame is a 1.5 point favorite. Penn State, even money on the money line. Total set at 45. Whenever I looked at the stat matchups, the stat splits for this game, I was really taken aback by how good both of these defenses are. You think this is going to be a defensive slugfest, Uncle Rico?
I think it's going to be an insane defensive slugfest when we look at Penn State's second best red zone defense. And it looks like Carter's going to play. So, I mean, I think this Penn State defense is going to be lights out. When we look at this Notre Dame team, they've really struggled moving the ball. Let's look at last week. 244 total yards, scored 23 points, strip sack, freshman quarterback. You should not be having a freshman quarterback drop back a pass there. You should just get into halftime, controllable game. They score a touchdown. They get the ball back, return 14 points in 50 seconds on just random stuff. Only 244 yards of total offense. You take out that 98-yard love run against Indiana, they put up 180 yards of total offense. Now you're telling me this team is going to be able to move the ball against a Penn State defense, which is top 10 in the country, and for my eyes, has the best player in the draft, Abdul Carter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that this defense is really going to make life hell for Leonard. And the key thing about Carter is when he plays, he is the guy that forces, how can I word it? He's the shadow, the quarterback spy. So that is going to be huge. And the left tackle for Notre Dame, whose name I'm spacing on right now, he allowed a 13% pressure rate.
How dare you space on the name of a left tackle, by the way.
I'm sorry. But they're going to be able to get home. So I like this matchup a lot for Penn State. Like, I did 2 bets. Obviously, my first bet is I took Penn State -1. I mentioned Abdul Carter. This is huge. He's going to be able to pressure Leonard, the left tackle for Notre Dame, 13% pressure rate. Also, he's the shadow when they face a mobile quarterback, and mobile quarterbacks have struggled against Penn State. Penn State's second best red zone defense. So Notre Dame, I think, is going to be settling for field goals if they're able to get down in the red zone. Penn State's run defense, one of the best in the country. I think Notre Dame's going to have a hard time moving the ball. Love is banged up. We really don't know if he's going to be able to go, and Leonard has shown us that he can't use his arm to beat a defense. I mentioned the 23 points, the 244 yards in the Sugar Bowl, and that also Penn State. This is why they hired Andy Kolecki. He's going to be able to scheme a way to get Singleton the ball, a little misdirection against this aggressive zone, take the top off, be able to beat Notre Dame on the outside against these DBs, which have struggled. I think Aller is going to be able to make some throws to Evans and Wallace. And I had a scout told me that if Aller was coming out, he'd be the top quarterback picked. I really don't think people don't get how good he is. I like Penn State here. My first bet is I bet Penn State here +1.5.
We are in agreement. I'm doing it a little bit different, though. I went ahead. This even of a matchup, it's a system play for me. Spread within a field goal. I get plus money on the dog. I'm going to go ahead and take the dog, play Penn State +100 here. It's going to be a good game. If you look at what both of these teams do well, is they take away what the other team in this game does well. You know, Penn State, great rush defense. Notre Dame, no special defense. They're pretty good pass defense as well. I think that it's going to be close, but I'm going to go ahead and take the plus money with Penn State. But quite honestly, if it were flipped, I might be on Notre Dame. So that's my first play is taking the money line with Penn State.
Yeah, I like it. I like that one a lot. I have one more play in it, and I went to a player prop. Going to go back to the well here because I've been on this guy's same player prop for the last 3 Penn State games. Give me Wallace over 41.5 yards receiving. The weakness of the Notre Dame defense is a secondary freshman dual threat quarterback Stockton from Georgia threw for 236 last week against Notre Dame. Now he's facing Drew Aller, who I mentioned some scouts said he was going to be the top quarterback in this class if he decided to come out. I think he's going to be able to pick apart the secondary. This is going to lead me to some Wallace props. He's going to be guarded by Gray, who PFF has as their worst DB. Wallace, second on Penn State in targets and yards. He's gone over this total every game but 3 of the season. Also, I think Notre Dame is going to bracket coverage Warren, load the box to stop the run. This is getting Wallace on or in. What was the word? In one-on-one coverage.
Yeah.
In one-on-one coverage, he's going to be able to take advantage of this against Gray. Penn State's going to be able to have to throw the ball to outside to win this game. I took Wallace here over 41.5 yards receiving.
I always trust you when it comes to these props. I am dog shit at player props, but you are extremely good at them, and you are worth trusting, Uncle Rico. So who knows? I might tail that. I've got 3 plays remaining here, Unc, but there's a theme. There's a theme with all of them. I am taking the under for the total, the under for the Penn State team total, and the under for the Notre Dame team total, and I'm taking the alternate totals for the smallest ones I can possibly get. So I'm going under 44 here for plus 105. For Penn State, I'm going under 21 plus 100. And for Notre Dame, I'm going under 23 minus 110. I really just think that this is going to be a defensive slugfest. I feel like this is going to be a 17-13 kind of game, or 17-10. Or, you know, if Notre Dame is getting on track, maybe 17-7. But either way, I don't see a lot of points in this game because I think that both of these defenses are absolutely loaded. They both take away what the other team does best. I think it's just a 3 chin strap behind the woodshed kind of battle.
How do you feel about an alt total? Let me see if I can find one. Let me see if I can find an alt total here.
I like an alt total. I'm okay with an alt total.
Notre Dame under 17.5 plus 170.
Woo! I would jump on that, quite honestly. That's spicy.
I'm trying to look at a total. Team props, game props. Winning margin 1-6 plus 380. Winning margin by Penn State 1-6 plus 400.
Yeah, I kind of like that as well.
I mean, there's definitely they don't have. Let me check one more book.
Hold on, you said winning margin 1-6, meaning if they win by 1 point to 6 points. So it's capped within the 1-6.
Yeah,
it's plus 400.
Yeah,
give me all of that. I want all of that.
What about under 35.5 plus 278?
I mean, if I'm predicting like a 17-13 kind of game, then that's money in the bank. Shouty what you drank right there.
I mean, I think I'm going to take a little Penn State. I find that one intriguing. So I think I'm going to look into that one. I find that one very, very intriguing. I mean, for me, this game, Wallace is the guy. You know, I can see Evans. I hear people making the case. I think it's going to be Wallace. If you want to like play as alt total just for fun, you know what I mean? You want a little extra juice, be chasing steam. I'm looking at it right now. Let me pull up FanDuel. I would play him maybe over 60, over 70 yards. I wouldn't do anything crazy. Maybe him to score a tutty. Because I think that's going to be the clear path for Penn State is attack the outside, get the outside going, just because, like I said, they're going to stack the box and they're going to bracket coverage Warren, because Warren is probably going to be the next Travis Kelce, and they're not going to allow him to go off. Here we go. Wallace. Ooh, so over 70s plus 220, over 80s plus 300, over 90 plus 400. All right. I mean, you can mess around with it. I would do a little bit, maybe do the over 70 yards. I do that. Maybe Notre Dame under 17.5 points, and I find that one intriguing if I was looking to like do some of these crazier props.
Are you a ladder bet guy?
I mean, I'll mess around with the ladder bet now and then, but for me. If I do a ladder bet, I'll do 1 unit on the one. So let's say, hypothetically, I do this for Wallace. So I have 1 unit on his over 70, over 41.5. Then I would do a 3/4 of a unit on over 50, half a unit on over 60, quarter of a unit at over 70. I'd ladder it like that.
Okay. Yeah, just from the way you're talking about it, it seems like a good opportunity for a ladder bet where you could really kind of, hit the lowest total with the full unit. I like that strategy. You're full of all sorts of good ideas today, Uncle Rico. There's all sorts of things I want to tail that you're throwing out there.
Yeah, hey buddy, you know what? A blind was it saying? A blind squirrel finds a rat.
Finds a nut.
Finds a nut.
Yeah.
I mean, it should be a fun game. I'm hoping it's a good game. I was looking for the first half under because I think these teams are going to play it a little tight to the vest. They're not going to look to get behind. Slow pace, electrical defenses. Both these quarterbacks, I don't think are going to throw the ball downfield to start the game.
Sure.
Yeah, it should be a good game. I'm looking forward to it. Unfortunately, I'm going to be working, going to be developing the youth of America. So I'm going to miss the first half of the game, but I'll be there for the second half.
Well, you'll have your first half under bets to whenever you get done. So that's the good news.
One bet I would kind of like if I could find it is more points scored second half than first half.
I kind of like that. Just they can both kind of run the ball, and you can see them kind of softening up the defense a little bit if they're just pounding the rock early. Yeah, I like it all. I hope. Do you like my bets? How do you feel about my bets?
I like your bets, my friend. I like your bets.
Thank you. Will you tell me I'm pretty also?
You are a gorgeous man.
Thank you. I gotta listen. My show's got a new YouTube channel we just started, so I got fresh up for my first live stream. Yeah,
saw that, dude. Doing big things, man. Doing big things.
Yep. Well, if I'm not mistaken, that's gonna do it for us here at the college football tailgate.
And it will be live tomorrow. I think at 5. We're gonna go at 5. I think 5 Central. Yep. For the preview for the Texas Ohio State game. So make sure to check into that, guys.
Yep. And we're not going to tease. We're not going to tease what we think about the Ohio Texas game yet. You have to tune in at 5 Central to check it out. That's going to do it for us here at the College Football Tailgate. Big show. We will see you tomorrow.